Okay, today we are starting 8.5, which is solving quadratics by basic factoring. Okay, so here we go. The first thing you do is set the quadratic equation equal to 0. So we're going to have x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 0. And then we have to factor it, which means we do our product sum box. So I'm going to have negative 10 on top, 3 on the bottom. And then I'm going to have with two factors, multiply to equal negative 10, but add to equal 3. It's going to be 5 and negative 2. So that sets up our parentheses. X plus 5 and x minus 2 equals 0. So we've done step 2. Step 3, we set each factor equal to 0. That's what's inside the parentheses. These are each a factor. So I now have x plus 5 equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0, and we solve each one. Subtract 5, get x equals negative 5, add 2, and x equals 2. And we write the answer in the curly bracket. We have x equals curvy bracket, negative 5, comma 2, curvy bracket, and you write it in order from least to greatest. All right, we're going to solve a couple of examples, different types. Okay, so we're going to jump down to number 5, and we're factoring. So we do the product sum. The product is 21. The sum is negative 10. So those are going to be negative 3 and negative 7 because it has to multiply, be a positive 21, but add to equal a negative 10. X minus 3 times x minus 7 equals 0. Set each factor equal to 0. So we have x minus 3 equals 0, x minus 7 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides, and x equals 3. Add 7 to both sides, and x equals 7. So our final answer is x equals curly bracket, 3 comma 7, curly bracket. And moving right along, we're going to flip the page. And we're going to look at problems where it's not already in standard form. So we have to get it into standard form. So we have to move so that it is written in standard form. So we're going to look at 19, and we have to move the 7x to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides, and I get x squared minus 12x minus 64 equals 0. Because when I do the 7x minus 7x, it equals 0. So we're where we need to be. And we now do the product sum box. Negative 64 is my product, negative 12. And those are going to be negative 16 and 4. X minus 16 times x plus 4 equals 0. And we set each factor equal to 0. We have x minus 16 equals 0. X minus 4 equals 0. And we end up with x equals 16, x equals 4. I know I didn't show that step, but it's this simple. That's okay. If you've got a two-step one, which we'll get to tomorrow, then you have to show that step. So my answer is x equals curly bracket. Oh, that's a positive 4. So this is supposed to be a negative 4 here. Pay attention to the signs. So we have negative 4, comma, 16, curly bracket. And there's my final answer. Now let's look at one more like this. I think actually 2. I'm going to do this one as well and 22, because we have to move both of these over, and I can do them both at the same time. So I'm going to subtract 4x and I'm going to subtract 1. Subtract 4x and I'm going to subtract 1, but I'm going to make sure I line up the like terms. So this is going to be x squared minus 14x plus 48 equals, these two cancel out, 0. And now I factor. 48 and negative 14, that's going to be a negative 8 and a negative 6. X minus 8 times x minus 6 equals 0. X minus 8 equals 0. X minus 6 equals 0. So x equals 8. X equals 6. So my answer is x equals 6, 8. And now 22. Again, we got to get it equal to 0. So we got to move the 9 over. So I subtract 9, 16x squared minus 9 equals 0. This is a differences of squares. So we have to square root each one, and we end up with 4x minus 3 times 4x plus 3 equals 0. Set each factor equal to 0. So I have 4x minus 3 equals 0. 4x plus 3 equals 0. Now we solve. So I'm going to add with 4x equals 3. 4x equals 3. And we divide by 4. So I have x equals 3/4. X equals 3/4. But this one's supposed to subtract. This is supposed to be a negative 3. This is why you show all the steps. We have a negative here, and my answer is x equals curly bracket positive or negative 3/4. Or you can write them separately as well. You're going to finish the notes and the classwork homework, and I may adjust the amount of problems depending upon class. More than likely, it'll probably be the odds, the evens from the homework. Have a good day.